Good morning, y'all. Joe at Way Out Here Farm. Me and T-Bo done went on our morning walk, and we've already fed the cow and sprayed them for flies. They didn't have a lot on them, but they had a few, so I went ahead and sprayed them out. God blessed us with a beautiful sunrise this morning, even though I didn't video the early part of it before we went on our walk, but I promise you it was there. And we're going to do some maintenance today. There's all these nosy girls trying to figure out what's going on. But anyway, we're going to do some maintenance today on our tractor. We're going to change the oil out on the front axle. Oil or whatever you want to call it, front axle. Fluid. And we're going to put her bush hog on. Get it all greased up. We're going to sharpen the blades. Get ready for the summertime stuff. And I got the hours wrote down where I changed the oil in the engine last, but I don't remember when it was. I may need to do that, but I don't have the stuff to do that this day, but maybe I'll get that up. We'll see when we got to do it. But we're fixing to see what we can do as far as getting that changed out. It's not too hard to do. It's got a couple drain plugs down there, and there's the vent plug and the fill plug right there, but the drain plugs are way up under here on the other side of that axle there. Right up in there. Down there. So we're gonna have to rig us up a funnel to get down in there and get that going. But y'all hang around, we'll see what happens. I don't have a socket that big here with me. I might try to get it off with a crescent wrench. Might have to go get a hammer even, I don't know. Oh, come on now. Well, it went from too small to too big. Come on. Oh, that thing is not very, it's not real thick as far as the bolt itself. Come on. That thing's hard to get on there. Feels like a little bit. I don't know why everything's got to be complicated. Everything's got to be complicated. Maybe I need to turn it different. That just don't fit on there too good, no matter what I do. That's why you need to have a big set of sockets when you got all kinds of, there it went, equipment and stuff, and that way you ain't gotta worry about using wrenches and everything else. Alright, we got that off of there. Now we gotta get down there and see See what size we need for that drain on that transaxle down. I'm gonna turn this to make it a little easier. Maybe. All right, we're gonna see if we can't get this plug down here, drain plug done. Rigged me up a bleach bottle with a funnel on it. Try not to get this stuff all over the place, but not that it really matters. I'm about to knock it off. Maybe I need to loosen it up a little bit before I do that. We got a 14 millimeter socket. All right, here we go. Maybe I need to pull this back a little bit. We'll see. May not even be none coming out of there. I ain't changed this thing in a while. Let's see what happens. Oh, there's some coming out. So we're gonna let that all drain right there. There's another one on the other side. It's just like this one. We'll get it drained. Just let that drain for a while, and then we'll fill it back up. Well, I got my transaxle draining up there. I'm gonna grease my U-joints up on my push hog. Get everything greased up, ready to roll. I'll get it on there. Make it a lot easier. Come on. Don't you want to go on there? There we go. No, you ain't going in there. It must be stopped up a little bit. Get in there. There you go. You start looking at that wrong. It's very important to keep your stuff greased up. You won't to last very long. Guarantee you. It sure won't if you don't. Put a little grease around my in here where my PTO goes in there. Slobber it around a little bit. There we go. I got my left side over here draining. I get that drained, I can put that plug back in there, and it's just slowly coming out, but I put that back in there, I can fill that thing back up, and it'll be done. All right, now we're gonna get all of our 3-point linkages hooked up and put it on there, get ready to put the bush hog on there. We gotta grease all those swivels up and all that kind of stuff. They've been off the tractor since well, in the fall when I was still bush hogging a little bit. But we'll get those done, get them all mounted on the tractor, and we'll lift this bush hog up and get the blade sharpened, and we'll be ready to go to town and do some bush hogging. All right, I got my bush hog chained onto my bucket and lifted up, and I'm gonna sharpen these blades right here. I kind of got a way that I do it because that thing spins, which it's supposed to, but it's hard to get up under there, and I don't want to crawl all the way up under there to get that thing around where I can do it. So I get a piece of wire and I tie one blade at a time kind of back to me, and then I sharpen it. So we'll get that going. You can see what happens. All right, we're gonna get under here and see if we can't get this baby rolling. I got the electric grinder. One of these days maybe I'll get a battery operated one. I probably won't unless this one wears out. Get ready for some sparks. Well, that thing's duller than I thought it was. Maybe a little bit on the end. Alright, I got some chain lube made for hay builders, but it's real sticky and good. I'm going to spray all around that right there. Kind of keep that all going loose, lubricated, whatever you want to call it. stuff pretty good. It sticks real good, and it's real greasy or whatever you want to say. So that's that. Now we got to get that thing on the tractor. Alright, I got it hooked up. I turned it on, make sure it was going to spin. Looks like everything's doing good. I got the wheel all greased up. Got everything greased up and ready to roll. So we're going to go hit a little bit. Bush hog down the driveway and make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Y'all hang on. Alright, y'all. I think I'm about to wrap it up for bush hogging today anyway. We got quite a bit done. It's grass is pretty thick. We've had a lot of rain, but I just want to make sure everything done what it was supposed to do with the tractor and the bush hog and all that kind of stuff. We still got a lot to do, but at least we know everything's going good. I think I gotta check and make sure I don't need to change the oil in my tractor. I got it, my hours wrote down or written down, whatever you want to say, at the house. And I'll check in that and see if I need to, and we'll get that done and get with it some more. Got to go bush hog over by where we got our deer stand and where we planted our fruit trees at. Get over there where I can start watering those trees before the dry season gets here, whatever you want to call it. I hope it don't come for a while, but we're in Arkansas, so who knows. But anyway, I sure appreciate y'all watching, and y'all like and subscribe to our channel, share our channel, and y'all stay rough around the edges. God bless.